is the most important sector in Kenya. Although less than 8% of the land is used for crop and feed production, and less than 20% is suitable for cultivation. Agricultural production involves mixed farming mainly, that is, the raising of crops and livestock. Cropping is more intensive in the high rainfall areas, with maize being the main staple food crop and beans the most important legume. Coffee, tea, and sugarcane are major commercial crops. 75% of Kenyan agriculture is practiced by smallholder farmers. Agriculture is the engine of economic growth in Kenya, with about 75% of Kenyans earning all or part of their income from this sector. Agriculture accounts for 33% of the nation's gross domestic product, the GDP. However, despite being a major contributor to the country's economic growth, the sector is faced with a number of challenges that have made agricultural productivity stagnant over the years. Let us take you around Kirinyaga County, where we interacted with different farmers.
Kwa marĩtwa nĩ Kelvin mũrĩmi Kĩmau, nyumĩte itũra-inĩ rĩnini rĩa Mũkarara, Mũtige location, Kabare Ward, Kirinyaga East, of which ngoretwo ngĩrĩithia thamaki kwa ihinda rĩa mĩaka 5 nginya 7. Thamaki ici cina matunda o kĩndũ kĩ advantage na disadvantage ciakĩo. Advantage ya thamaki nĩ gũkorwo thamaki ũngĩhota kũmĩfeed na irio gũtirĩ kĩndũ kĩngĩ ũngĩtuĩka wa kũmĩkĩrĩra. Disadvantages cia thamaki nacio, ũngĩikara mũno ũmĩhe hinya irio nĩyoyaga kĩpindi kĩnene gĩa gũkũra, na still ndĩithagia two type of fish, that is mud fish na tilapia, of which they do well. Na kwa ihinda rĩrĩ kĩrĩa kĩrareta thĩna mũno nĩ market ya thamaki ici, nĩ tondũ rĩmwe no wone no ũgĩe market bandũ na still ĩkorwo ĩna challenges ciayo, tondũ gũtarĩ kĩndũ gĩtakĩagaga challenges obvious. No, for now, I just thank God for that, kwa kĩu kĩnini atuĩkĩte wa kũhe. I am still on the other side, nĩ ndĩithagia ngũkũ cia broiler iria ciũkaga ciĩna thuku ĩmwe, tũcui twa thuku ĩmwe, cikarĩithio kwa ihinda rĩa mĩthenya 46, that is 4 weeks and 1 week. Then later on tũtuĩkaga gũcitwara thĩinĩ wa market, na market ya ĩro Nairobi. Advantages cia ngũkũ ici nĩ kwa ihinda rĩu nĩ cithondekaga mbeca na cikathondeka mbeca wega, na still where there is advantage there is still a disadvantage. Disadvantage yacio nĩ atĩ ũngĩũka wage mbeca cia kũrĩithia ngũkũ, as in wage income ya mbeca, ngũkũ ici nĩ cigũkua nĩ ng'aragu, of which tarĩu ũngĩreterwo ngũkũ 300 ndũngĩ expect wendie ciĩ ciothe 300. No nginya ũkorwo ngũkũ ici no through mĩkũrĩre no nginya ikorwo either nĩ wate kiasi fulani ta kĩa ngũkũ kumagia kĩbao nginya 40, so that means nona ũreterwo 300 wendia 260. So that is the disadvantages cia ngũkũ.
Yes, my name is Kenneth Kimau Mwaniki. I come from a small area called Mukalala, located in Kabale location, Kirinyaga East District, Kirinyaga County. Here in Kirinyaga, we do farm coffee as our main cash crop. And in coffee, that's where we put much emphasis, and so as we may see whether we can get at least something out of it. Here in Kirinyaga, coffee has been there since 1959. That's when it was planted. The first stems were planted in 1959 by our fathers. Then we inherited the same up to date, where we have been taking care of it, educating our children, and even constructing buildings, and do many other things. Yes, we inherited the stems from our fathers. The size of my farm is close to about 3 acres. Before, people never used to take coffee seriously, but currently we are very serious in coffee farming. But we have some few challenges, and especially in these climatic changes you see in the world, they are affecting coffee very much. Now, the production has gone down tremendously, being affected by these weather patterns, which are unpredictable. In coffee farming, there is a calendar whereby you start farming your coffee from November. By November, you should have cleared the farm. It's free from weeds. You add compound fertilizers in preparation for the next year's crop. At that time, we normally use 1717 and other tropical compounded fertilizers. Then, in the month of December, that's when we pick our coffee at a high crop, the maximum yieldings. We pick between December, January, and it gets finished by January. Then from January, you start pruning, spraying the recommended pesticides, fungicides, and you add the soil. You neutralize acidity levels in the soil by adding soil conditioners. Then in the month of January, you do the same. You had not done it in February. You repeat again, and this is by doing this. One, you spray insecticides, which are recommended. You spray fungicides, which are recommended, and then you put those soil conditioners, which are recommended. Then in the month of March, that's on onset of the rain, you are supposed to make sure that your coffee is free from these diseases, and this might affect the crop for the coming year by protecting with the same fungicides like the copper blue, copper green, copper red, and others that are required in coffee farming. There are very many. Normally, we don't entertain people farming other crops in the coffee farms because the mixed cropping may affect the production. Why? You know, some insects might hide themselves in the other crops when you are spraying your coffee. And then after some time, they go back to the coffee and destroy them. So we normally discourage farming. Though some farmers do plant bananas, and currently others are introducing farming the avocados and the macadamias on the sides of the shabas. Though we don't encourage them to do so. Coffee farming, we don't have many techniques. The only one we normally use is that one of weeding, making sure there is no weeds in the shaba, because coffee is a heavy feeder. So if you mix it with anything else, you might affect the production. We normally use chemical methods, chemical control methods. They are the ones which are being used, but though we are introducing others, we have some companies which are being introduced into this area to introduce different methods of combating these insects. The company like Isipe, they are bringing in some insects that actually eat those insects that affect our coffee. But before we have been using chemicals. The process of harvesting coffee starts from the shaba. We do pick our coffee by hands. After picking our coffee by hands, we take it to our factory, whereby it is being sorted by our hands. There is a sorting shed, whereby we sort the damaged ones, the unripe ones, and the dry ones. Then The quality ones, the red in color, they are being put into a machine whereby the outer skin is removed. After removing the outer skin, now we change the coffee from the coffee berries to coffee beans, parchment coffee beans, whereby they are being fermented for at least 2 to 3 days to remove the liquid matter called glycerin by fermenting. Then after 2-3 days, that coffee is washed thoroughly by hands. And there are some few machines which have been introduced to wash that coffee to make it more cleaner and more better. After it has been cleaned thoroughly, it's been taken to drying shells. Drying shells, after taking that coffee into drying shells, it takes about 5 to 15 days in sunny spells. But due to these weather conditions, it may take longer to dry. Then after that, that coffee is taken to the store, whereby it is kept for transportation to the next level. After it has been taken to the store, if the bags which you need to take to the miller have reached the quantity you need, that coffee is prepared. Then it's packed in the sacks of 60 kg or 50 kg bags. It's taken to the miller, the one you have recommended to mill it for you. Like now, currently we are having the new KPCU, and in Kirinyaga we have the Kirinyaga Union Milling Station, situated here at Kiaga. Now, after coffee has been milled, we still have, it is being taken to a warehouse in Nairobi where it is being tested to find its quality and then marketed by our marketers, the ones we have been selected. And here in Kirinyaga we have the syrups, and we still have another one by the name Alliance Berries. Those are the two we normally use to market our coffee. And on the other side, coffee is not just marketed like that. There are various ways of testing the quality and upgrading those qualities by testing their goodness in the market. There are about several classes where they are being tested. One, there is the class AA, the class AB, there is the class TT, which is a little bit lower, and many others, whereby fetch different prices in the market. AA being the best, and TT being the last, among the last. Yes, and it's done in the after bidding before it is being taken to the marketing. In class levels, we don't do much gradings. We only remove the outer cover, we wash, then we sort the damaged ones, then we pack the rest into sacks, whereby we take it to the milling station. It's situated at either Kiaga or at Kirinyaga, and the new KPCU Sagana. Yes, that's where the hands of the grassroots levels it's. The level is being taken by the experts in coffee testings. Yeah. Once coffee has dried in those drying beds, it is being taken care of 100% because it has a tendency of absorbing different smells, which may affect the price and their quality. So you have to be very careful when handling that coffee. There are special stores which has been constructed to cater for that. In every factory there is a store that is being kept especially for storing that coffee so that it may not lose its quality as we move on to the next level. Those stores, once they were built, we always make sure every year they have been attended to see whether there is anything wrong with them or there is any leakaging of the water from the rain. We make sure every year they are being maintained and properly taken care of.
I'm Purity Michelle Gishira. Yes, Mr. Geshela is the director. I'm the deputy director of this farm. And this farm, we call it Makosu Farm. We deal with the macadamia, sugarcane, bananas, and avocado. Macadamia farm, we started it when it was producing a lot of money. By then, Mount KG, at the year 1995, 96 there, you are being paid per kilo 90 shillings up to 100. That is when we entered the farming. We planted so many, we have over 60 cents. Academia farming has been coming down, coming up. Like this year now it is up. Last year it was very down. We fetched almost nothing. But this year I see we are going to fetch something. Because we are at 120 per kg. And last year it was 20 per kg. We are organic farmers. So we don't use it synthetic. We are not conventional. So we use organic. There is organic fertilizer called Mujingu. If it is spraying, there are companies that comes to spray organic, what do we call that? Enyewe, hizo madawa zao za organic. Kuna wanakuja wanatusaidia kupiga. Alafu we do ours natural, which is smoking. Macadamia farming is good. The way we are kept by the macadamia. Macadamia we harvest by, when they are mature, we look for these young guys. They pick them from the tree, they collect, we come here, we put them in the bag, then we dehusk. They start falling. You can even pick, and then you open it. We know they are mature when you can pick, or sometimes they are trees that do shading themselves down. The climate change has affected drastically. Vile tulikuwa tuna pick from January, we are like now it is peak season, that this is when we are picking.